What did your crush do that absolutely killed your interest? Turned out to be the person eating everyone else's food from the break room fridge. Told me that she didn't like me back anymore, but maybe if I waited long enough she would like me like that again. Edit. She told me that I had gotten more critical lately and I changed. So she wanted me to change back before she would be with me. Ugh, I hate this. You're not an airport. You don't get to put people in holding patterns. She invited me over to her place, not as a date thing, but just to hang out as friends. Her house was absolutely filthy and the glass of Coke she gave me had a hair in it. She was really cute, had a great personality, and was a genuinely nice person. But as soon as I saw cat poop on the floor near the front door and just dirty everything, my crush disappeared, and I left in a hurry. His sister actually approached me and let me know that he was once arrested for locking their other pregnant sister in their basement, went on a coke binge while she desperately tried to get out, and went outside to beat their unsuspecting neighbor's van with a golf club. That was a big ol' nope. She slept with my dad. Kept arranging times to talk and whatnot, then always forgot or was not available. Wanted to look through my phone on our first date to make sure I wasn't talking to anyone else. That was a last date. Edit. It kind of surprises me some people think I'm a man and the other party was a woman. It's the other way around. Toxic stuff nonetheless. We worked together, and as I got to know him more I learned he talked badly about everyone. Nurses that are amazing he'd belittle. Talk about how certain people don't know what they're doing because they asked for an ultrasound forth as they were struggling getting a vein on a heroin addict. The paramedics were worthless. Doctors don't know what they're doing. Who he thought was hooking up, and it completely turned me off. He's in his early 40s and into gossip more than my teenage daughter. Said she was stirring up a group for LGBT youth. I asked her why and then realized I had been barking up the wrong tree. He picked me up for our first date and his car was disgusting. Not talking a few trash items. The entire backseat and floorboard was completely covered in piled up trash, even up front. I had to step on empty McDonald's bags, old soda bottles, wrappers etc to even get in. And all he said was, just move it around with your feet. No sorry or anything. Made me feel like trash too. Like dang, couldn't even clean up a little? Talked non-stop about himself and his accomplishments and never asked me one question about myself. She asked me if I was good with kids because she was pregnant with her ex and that's she's not good with kids. It was the first date. No way dude. What was your response? I told her that I'm not comfortable raising a child that isn't mine and that it's not gonna work out. After my response she lost her stuff screaming that I was a heartless piece of poop and that all men are the same. We played Monopoly. That game brings out the absolute worst in people. Well, it turns out he wasn't interested in girls, so I knew I had to kill my feelings or feel stupid for keeping them. Yee, I don't get washing. I just don't really like taking a shower or a bath or anything. Ignored me when somebody new and shiny came along. She detested cats and insisted that I give up my furry buddy before she'd move in with me. It wasn't that she was allergic to cats. She issued the ultimatum because, according to her, my cat received too much of my time and affection, and she wasn't going to compete. LMAO, imagine laying awake at night knowing you lost to a cat. Bullied the quiet kid in our class. We were teenagers. He lived in a different province, and we used to chat on Skype. He wanted me to think he was a badder or something, and would always talk about his drug use. He ended up faking a heroin overdose when we were on chat together. I was hysterically crying and freaking out thinking I was watching someone dying and was trying to figure out how to call 911 in another province when he snapped out of it and told me he was actually okay. I didn't talk to him much after that. Told me he liked dating broken girls so he could fix them. See ya later, boner. Huge crush on a fellow uni student. I was invited over for what I expected to be a platonic study date, but hey, any time spent is better than just being alone, or so I thought. Got there and found another student from class also. Okay, study group. Turns out her mom and her set us up for a full press MLM pitch. Video, literature, the works. I stayed a bit not to be rude, excused myself shortly, and only talked to her in class, just in passing from then on. Huge letdown. Edit. MLM means multi-level marketing, aka pyramid scheme. Signing up to both buy and sell something, while recruiting others to sell also. You get a percent of all of your recruits' sales also. All the percentages basically flow upward, so the only way to make any significant money is to be high in the tree, towards the top of the pyramid. It's all bullshit, basically. Through my $2,000 laptop through my new big screen TV. This was years ago, on a first date, tried to convince me to quit my job and put all my savings into gold bars, then demanded I'll let him read my tarot cards to see if we'd be a good fit. Nope. Attempted to get through a horror movie together, and he kept letting the movie run then rewinding the movie so that the horror never came. He pretended to be scared and would whine about the scare that was coming. I guess he thought this was a cute gesture and would refuse to continue. It dragged a 5-minute scene into a 45-minute production of his own. But I'm scared. No, I don't want to. This is terrifying. This was a guy who told me that he loved horror movies. He was full of really weird contradictions, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Edit. Holy cow, this really blew up. Thanks for confirming I'm not insane for being annoyed with his actions. Thanks for the comments, a lot of them were hilarious. There were a lot of questions, so I'll try to answer some of them. What was the movie? It was an older J-horror movie called Kutcher Connor. I think the English title was something like The Carved Mouth Woman. You mentioned he fast forwarded. Do you mean rewound? Nope, I do mean fast forwarded. He would rewind, then fast forward to get to the beginning of the scene, and then pause it, and whine about how it was going to be scary. He would also study the paused scene, and look at clues, to determine what the scare was going to be. Did you comfort/hug him? It was maybe the second time we'd hung out together, so even though I was interested in him, it was too early to say we were dating, and I was pretty shy and kind of reserved, so no hugging would have happened, even if it all had gone well. What were you doing during the 45 minutes? I remember thinking, is he for real? Then thought that somehow maybe he was trying to tease me. He's a man of a lot of contradictions. So I played along for a while. By the time 15 minutes passed, I'm sure I was sighing audibly. I suggested that we stop and maybe watch something else. He refused. Close to the 30-minute mark I think I snapped and said words to the effect of come on, it's probably not that bad. Let's just go through it and continue the movie, don't waste time. He laughed and kept up the one-man show of I'm a sensitive man and I'm not afraid to show it. I gave up and just started looking through my phone because this was such a waste of time, and finally I think he realized he'd gone too far and let the scene play out. Did you end up finishing the movie? Nope, because he tried the same thing at the next scary part and I made my excuses and got out of there. Was he a child? Nope, fully grown male of legal age. Why didn't you just stab him? I considered it, but I wasn't carrying my Dexter kill room equipment and the blood would have been too messy. Just kidding. He was tall, and I'm pretty short. Probably wouldn't have ended well for me. Did you let him know why you didn't want to see him again? Nope, I never told him that this was the defining moment in which I lost interest. He was also kind of controlling, and had a number of really weird quirks that I won't bore my fellow redditors with. Basically we just didn't talk as much after that, and that was that. Light the back fence of the school on fire to impress a mate. I was 21 and in college. He was a classmate of mine. He seemed so charming and was easy on the eyes. One day I overheard him talking to his friends about how he doesn't date engineer women because math is for men. Edit. Some people are missing the point here. It's not that he said he wouldn't want to date an engineer that bothered me. It's that he said that women aren't meant for math. Talked crap about every woman in his life. Should have seen the red flags earlier. Didn't realize until later that he probably did the same to me. Apparently having an opinion about anything and speaking for yourself isn't a very ladylike thing to do. Dude was the perfect epitome of the term douchebag. He used to be nice to people only to gain their trust and then betray them. He was attractive though, and a smooth talker as well. We started talking, became friends and I developed a crush on him. Unfortunately, I never knew then what type of double-headed snake he was. Then on one day I witnessed him throwing his best friend under the bus just to save his reputation. Completely lost interest, cut ties with him, and he gave no shit about it. Only then did I realize how toxic people can be sometimes. She got blackout drunk at a party and violently pooped her pants. The smell alone completely turned me off of any interest I had. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.